Well, like you just mentioned, we've brought along some classic albums for you to have a look at. Perhaps give us your first thoughts.
All right, check this out. So just first thoughts.
Yeah, whatever comes to
My favorite band ever, best band of all time. You can't beat them. And this album is probably, like, this is such, it's almost cliche. You can't really say your favorite album is Paranoid because it's the pop album by their standards. But, well, not the quality of the record, but because it's so successful. But really, you can't fuck with this record. There's not a bad track. I mean, you cannot lay a finger on this record. It's unstoppable. Except for the cover. It's the worst cover of all time, maybe. I know it's supposed to be the War Pigs and all that shit, but that's a War Pig? What kind of goofy shit is that? No, the first record's so cool, third record's so bold, this one's like, whatever, fuck you. That's how good the record is. We don't need a good cover. But I adore this. I think my favorite track on here for a long time was Hand of Doom, but I'd be hard pressed. Fairies Were Boost is pretty unstoppable. Oof. You can't fuck with that. I just go on all day. There's another one. Alright. I'm trying to think what the first Maiden record I got was. I think it doesn't count because I think I got Best of the Beast when I was in 5th grade or something. Yeah. So, but the first record that I bought from them was probably Seventh Son. This was a little later. And I actually kind of didn't like some shit on this when I first listened to it. Like, Invaders starts off so strong, and then it goes, Invaders! Like, what the, that's stupid as shit. I used to hate that. I hated Gangland. I didn't like it. I like them now, but when I was younger, it was for the same reason why I didn't like a lot of Def Leppard that I like now. I only liked a handful of songs because they were dark and cool and metal, but now, and I loved, it was funny because I liked Bon Jovi, but then, because they were that band, but the shit I heard from Def Leppard, they should have sounded more like this, and then, you know, honestly, I think maybe 22 Acacia Avenue is my favorite off of this, or Children of the Damned. Can't fuck with those. If I had a better voice, I'd try covering Maiden, but that ain't gonna happen. Maybe early Maiden, because more akin, like in that rock style. Yeah. Not that Paul Di'Anno doesn't have an amazing voice. I just went and saw him. It was very fun. He had a band back home in Vegas. It was one of the best turnouts we've had for a local show in a long time, and it was fun. But he blew his voice out, and he was kind of apologizing to us, going, "I'm sorry, last night of the tour, you know, everybody in Vegas parties too hard." And I was kind of bummed. It was good, but I was talking to the band, it's like, how has the rest of the tour? It's like, dude, he got his falsetto back, his range was the best that we've ever toured with him. I'm going, oh, don't tell me that, tell me it sucked. Alright, of all fucking records you could have brought, you brought this one. It's a great record, but this one, I'm a high and dry kind of guy. Hysteria is great. What are the bullshit tracks though? Love Bites is amazing. You know what I like? I read a little, some bullshit thing that they were talking about how Love Bites was actually an old riff they didn't use. Okay, and they put it smack in the middle of the song. You can sort of tell too, because it's got that old vibe amidst this totally different direction. And that's what's cool, so I don't throw anything out. I've got stuff, I'm like, oh, maybe we could use that riff here or there. I felt better having known that I was Frankensteining my shit together when I found out they did it. And they did it. I mean, obviously Animal and Rocket rule, Women rules. Even though the same hook in Women and Rocket, and they're back to back, you know, you know what I'm talking about. I hated Pour Some Sugar on Me when I was growing up. I hated it more than anything on the planet. Now I think it's cool. It's got a great riff. Again, that was not Def Leppard to me.
It was absolutely massive in the States, wasn't it?
Fuck yeah. It's the only thing people, I'm hot, sticky and sweet. I fucking hate that line. It's a great line. Gods of War is disappointing. Don't Shoot Shotgun, I remember being stupid. Run Riot had okay parts. Hysteria is amazing. Yeah, dude, look at the fucking side 2 of it. I would throw this record away. And it's so great. It starts off strong as fuck, then it's just like, whatever. The others don't do that. Pyromania will destroy you. One of the first records I ever bought. One of the best records ever. Straight Through the Heart is one of my favorite songs of all time. Vivian Campbell's one of my favorite lead guitarists because he wasn't the neoclassical dude, and yet he was trying to keep pace with the neoclassical guys from his perspective, and it just came off so rainbow, so, you know, so Richie Blackmore, but he still shredded the shit out of it. I love this record. We did Stand Up and Shout for, what was that fucking thing we did? The Hammer.
Metal Hammer.
Metal Hammer. I was like, Hammer?
Aftershock.
The Metal Hammer Awards, and I think we just, when we rehearsed it was okay, and then I got Mike Gremio from Celador, and now he's in White Witch.
Oh yeah.
That's their name, right? White Wizard. Fuck, my bad. White Wizard. I was like, that's not their name. I like them.
It sounded
But
right.
he's singing, it sounded right. It rolled off the tongue. But he came up to sing it with us because we couldn't hear shit. We slaughtered that son of a bitch. And it's because it's hard to play that riff and sing, which I still have trouble singing my own shit.
It was
Such a
quite
good
late
one.
then anyway, probably everybody was...
This is a great one. This is actually not that good a record. I like it, but really, I mean, Living on a Prayer, Let It Rock is okay. I like Def Leppard's, you know, but Dead or Alive, what were the good ones that weren't popular on this? I'd Die For You was good. Yeah, this was not my favorite record from them. I actually really liked their first record, and that's so cheesy. Second one's a little boring. This one's obviously a smash. But I think their collections, sort of like Motley Crue, you put their best shit together and you've got the best band of all time. You listen to their records, they're good, but I think there's filler. And just personally, for me, there's filler. This is a good one though. Really, if you've got one on your album, you could just put that song out and call it your album. I always like seeing this cover. I've never seen it on an LP thing before. It's like the best. I've never seen this. I've seen it on shirts, but I've never seen it on an LP sleeve. That's kind of cool.
Oh yeah. Was it different in?
Yeah, I'm just used to seeing the cross. Yeah. Which is awesome that everybody rips off. Like everybody has their mummy or their vampire or their skeleton with the bat wings. Who could that be? In their form, which is cool. I mean, we're zombies, I guess. We took up zombies. We get a shot of the zombie shirt. It's such a weird cover. Anyway, you can't beat this record, period. There's no filler on it. The ones that weren't hits were fucking bad. I Think About You is badass. Out to Get Me is fucking badass. I think Anything Goes is the only one that I'm not super crazy about here. But every other song, you can't beat this record. It was the prototype for what this sound was, and then no one's touched it since. No one. Best debut record of all time. Even better than Black Sabbath, and I love Black Sabbath. Ooh, this is the first Megadeth record I bought. And it was my favorite for a long time. It's kind of hard, because Poland is so unstoppable, but then when Friedman comes into the fold, what do you say? My favorite on here is Good Morning Black Friday. You can't beat that motherfucker. It's got the best intro ever with the most disappointing follow-up song ever. It's like I go into this totally different track, which was cool and it grew on me, but just it's so epic that you expect My Last Words to follow the intro to Good Morning Black Friday. But I love this record. And I didn't know that it was what's his name? Cockhead. Fucking Rod Stewart cover for a long time. Yeah. I didn't know that. I was like, oh, this is funky and weird on this record. This record I argue about a lot. Because I love it, but I think when people say that this is their best, I always argue that Justice is. Because there are records that sound like this, that have that thrash with all the elements, even though this is the pinnacle, this is the zenith of that. You know, everybody tries to get to that point. But I think that Justice is the more unique record because there is no other record that sounds like it. None. You cannot find one heavy metal record that sounds like that. With the passion and the lyrics, and the solos are so much better on this one though. I don't know if it's because he was doing more coke or less, but they're a little more cogent, they're more coherent. Maybe it's because Cliff was like, I don't know how it worked, but you can definitely hear the difference. Not a bad track on here. I used to not be nuts about the thing that should not be because it doesn't have a proper solo, but I got over that. Leper Messiah was fucking impossible for me to learn. I couldn't get the timing right. I tried counting it and I can't count and play. So I had, my buddy had really good, that was what we tried to learn when I was like 16, and he was 14. How do you have it so good? Those are, a lot of my lyrics, I think, are akin to Leper Messiah when it comes to talking about that subject. You can't beat Hetfield's lyrics when he's drunk. When he's sober, he thinks too hard.
Yeah.
Invisible Kid. Invisible Kid? Really? This is for me to James. Really? The fuck? And then the new shit, the best song on that, the broken, beaten, down, scarred, whatever.
Broken, beaten, scarred.
You rise, you fall, you're down, and you rise again. What? Don't kill you, make you more strong. It's my favorite song on the record with the dumbest fucking words. And it's the only one that he really focused on, like the vocal hook. And it just fell apart. That one. What's the? I guess the single was good. Silent Night was good. All Nightmare Long has a good hook.
Yeah.
But when I first heard it, it came on the radio and it started playing, and I'm listening like it's like a really weak ass Metallica like cover copy tribute. This band's trying hard to sound like Metallica, and then it kicked in and went, oh my god. And I hated it, and then I listened to it more and it grew on me a lot. But how do we go instrumental wise from one of the greatest compositions ever? Orion. And if you want to say, oh, it was all Cliff, well then, even in the next one, on To Live Is To Die, which I don't know how much was Cliff's and how much wasn't, but those acoustic riffs I don't think are Cliff's. I don't know how you go from those compositions to the bullshit that what was the one called on the new one, on Death Magnetic? They won a fucking Grammy for it, and I will tell you right now, those are all leftover riffs that they demoed and fucking pro shot together. It sounds like a monstrosity of boring shit, and they won a Grammy because nobody writes. Because if you wrote an instrumental song, you would never be nominated for a Grammy unless you're Metallica. Grammys are bullshit. Fuck you, Mr. Grammy. Teddy Grahams ruled. That's all I got.